Hi guys, and welcome back to Topic Tuesday. This is episode 3. If you've watched my previous podcast episodes, and thank you so much. Honestly, anyone that takes time to watch, I'm just so appreciative, and I'm so excited to introduce Miss Sydney May Crouch onto the podcast with me today. I honestly feel like I've known Sydney in my past life. I haven't. This is the first time we've met today. Well, I'll tell you, we've been in the coffee shop earlier and I already feel like we've done a full podcast together, and like the things we've spoken about, it's like we've known each other for 15 years already.
I feel like we're similar.
Yeah, I feel like we're very similar and our energies are very similar. But thank you so much for coming on. I honestly feel like so appreciative of like, she's made the journey up to see me, and I'm just so thankful. And also, I know that you guys are so excited to see Sydney. When I put my stories up, as to like when I first started the podcast, I was like, oh, who do you want to see? It was like Sydney.
Really?
Yeah, people want to know about you, sis.
Okay.
There's some things that people want to know. And then when I said that you were in Birmingham when you were here, there was a lot of questions. So today's topic is going to be a little bit different. So for example, when I had Taylor on, we kind of stuck to one specific topic, but there's kind of 2 topics we're going to be talking about because I feel like, and the audience feels like, you can bring a lot of your life to it. Mm-hmm. So we're going to be talking about like Sydney in specifics and me, for example, and then we're going to be talking about your Topic Tuesday entries that me and Sid can pass our comments on. I don't know, like we can share our light. So first of all, Sydney, hi. Lots of people.
I've said hello.
Hello. You want to say anything?
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, you're so welcome.
No, I'm just so proud of you. Podcast is the one field I've not branched out into, but I applaud you because I think it's amazing. And you've honestly, being episode 3, it's just so professional, and I'm a big fan. As soon as the episodes come out, I'm like I hope I'm like one of the first 1,000 with timings if like my baby's letting me watch. Yeah. But no, I'm very proud of you.
Thank you. It means a lot.
I will say it. I found you through your little Topic Tuesdays when you started out on stories and stuff.
So like now you're here. It's crazy.
It's a full circle moment.
Yeah. But we're going to jump right in.
Okay.
So the first topic we're going to talk about is friendships.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to say it straight away. So many of you have asked me the same question. And we're not going to talk about it just yet because we're just going to talk on friendships like broadly. And then yes, I am going to ask Sydney the question that you've all been wanting to be answered, but in a second. And first of all, we're just going to talk about friendships in general. So I'll talk first. For me, I feel like friendships, especially as we grow up and life happens, they're hard. Mm-hmm. Like you have to put, if you want to, and I think this is the thing, whether like you choose to or not, you have to put a lot of work into them. Especially when you grow up and you have babies and things change. And sometimes you just have to let go. Would you agree?
I think friendships are so similar in some ways to relationships.
Couldn't agree more.
And most people, I know some people stay with their first relationship and happy days. But 9 times out of 10, you don't stay with your first relationship. Mm-hmm. And that is the same with friendships. And I feel like it's not normalised that sometimes friendships can come to an end. Yeah. And life gets in the way. Mm-hmm. Life goes through different seasons. Like, it would be so weird if we stayed in the same season throughout life. Mm-hmm. Like, imagine it was winter all year round. Mm-hmm. That it's okay to be like, do you know what? This isn't for me right now. I'm on a different path. And also normalise that friendship breakups can hurt as well. Yeah. Because I've found some friendship breakups harder than like breakups. Mm-hmm. But again, I think it molds you and 100%. It puts you on. Like, I do think, as cliche as it sounds, like there is a path for you. And if you feel like it's pushing you down one and it doesn't feel right, just ride with it, because anything that's happened friendship-wise, I feel like it all makes sense.
It all ends up like... It
ends up making
your
sense.
Story makes sense. And I also think that in life we grow. Like the person I was even yesterday and the person and we were talking about this in the coffee shop, just how much I feel like I've changed. Like the person who I was 5 years ago, like I'm a different person. And it's like if people in your life aren't really, not evolving with you, but your energies don't match and your morals don't match and what you believe is like right or wrong or how maybe like they're behaving or something. If it doesn't match, like it's okay to let go. Mm-hmm. Because like you won't realize if you continue to like battle and you continue to try and like be on the same page and you continue to go on this, you end up being drained. Like I've found so many, like, I will be super honest, like, I've had so many friendships that have ended because it's draining.
Yeah.
Like, it's so draining. And go ahead.
No, I just feel like it's maybe something where we're put under a spotlight within the job. And
Especially you.
it's so easy to... I have sat there some days, I'm like, okay, I'm going to be careful because I know that the people that are going to be like, it's so easy to say, like, she must be the problem. But I am under this big spotlight. I choose this life so that I can't complain, and I'm not complaining at all.
And you're so good at it, and people love you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
But
sorry.
it's just... I would love everyone else for a second to put themselves in my shoes, and if everyone else's life was put under this magnifying glass, I don't think people would judge me as much, and people are never going to know every single detail, and I'm never ever going to say every single detail just because A, I think it would be really boring, and B, who has the time? If you sit there and you think you've kept your friends that you've had from primary school till now, and you've not had one disagreement, bust up,
Something ain't right.
then okay, amazing, happy for you, but at the same time, like, is that healthy?
Yeah, can't relate. Yeah. And also, like, I've asked Sydney if, like, she's comfortable to talk about this. And if you may not know, I'm just going to talk about your mom, if that's okay. We were talking about in the coffee shop, like, Sydney said to me, like, Lucy, like, I've had a tough life. Like, things have happened in my life that are really tough. So I have zero tolerance to bullshit. And, like, when bullshit happens, like, Sydney said to me, like, I just cut, because, like, what I've been through, like, why am I going to tolerate this when I've been through this? Like, it has no space in my life. And for those of you who may not know, Sydney lost her mom. What age were you?
So I was 9 years old when I lost my mum, but I was raised by my grandparents, and my granddad passed away when I was 18. So essentially I lost my father figure as well.
Yeah, you lost your mom and your dad. Yeah.
So that's where I think I've cut in, but
no, go ahead.
Continue with what you were saying.
This is yours to talk about, babe. I don't want to.
Yeah, it's like, I do think it's made me, obviously what you go through in your upbringing molds you to the person you are now. And I do think it's made me, in some ways, maybe a little bit cold, but
naturally,
I think, like my nan always says, no one's going to be able to hurt you fully, because I've got this massive guard up, and it's like it's a good and it's a bad thing, because yeah, I am quite like cut. Like I will. I don't really take, but I like that about me. But I also realise that life is about making mistakes, and looking back, have I been a bit too maybe like
cutthroat?
Yeah. But then again, I so strongly believe that you're on a path, and if someone's going to be in your life, they'll come back into your life. And I will say, not to jump completely ahead, but a lot of people that you probably think I don't talk to anymore, I don't hold any grudges. I am civil with everyone.
Because that's also exhausting.
Yeah.
You know, that staying there is exhausting, but leaving in a way that is like, you know, you have these grudges, and like you about them behind their back, and like when you go to sleep at night you keep thinking, like, that's just as exhausting. So, you know, and it's, you get it when you grow up, like you master this fine art, like, I'm just cool, you know, like I don't hate you, I'm not angry, I don't talk about you, like I just go to bed peacefully, because I know that my energies and yours don't match anymore, and like we're okay with that, and that distance is what's gonna make me feel more me. And like that's what I've been through with like my previous friendships. And I think that's like just life, and I think you master that, as I say, when you grow up. But like Sydney, like I honestly like couldn't imagine, like, don't want to get emotional, like losing my mom, and like the way you are, like it's like just makes perfect sense. Like you're not going to tolerate bullshit. Like the pain you felt from ages that you shouldn't have felt that. Like you're not going to tolerate bullshit. You're not going to tolerate people coming in your life and messing you about. Like it makes perfect sense.
It's more, I think when you've lost people and you've had no choice, obviously death is inevitable. Sometimes it comes a lot earlier than you anticipate, which obviously happened in my circumstance. It's like I've lost these people and I had no say. So when I get to a head point and it's like, okay, this person, let's say a friend, for example, is basically acting like they don't want to be in my life, then goodbye. There's the door. I've lost people and I had no say in it. I have a say in this, and you're showing me no want to be in my life anymore. So bye-bye. I'll help you hold the door open.
Yeah.
And that's maybe where people will be like, ouch, cutthroat, bit cold.
Yeah.
But I'm like, ugh,
no, yeah.
why can't I be like that?
Yeah. I just thought of this. I didn't ask Sydney before. Do you remember your mom?
Yeah, bits and pieces, not loads.
What do you remember? I know this has nothing to do with friendships, but like, and if you don't mind me asking, or if you don't want to talk about it, let me know.
No, it's fine.
But like, I'm interested.
So my dynamic, I will say this is not me plugging myself, but obviously if you haven't watched my documentary,
Absolutely go watch it.
No, but it gives a lot more of a backstory, because you might be like, I'm so confused. So I wasn't raised by my mum, because my mum was a drug addict her whole life. Well, from the age of like, I don't know, 18 plus maybe. So from the get-go, very different family dynamic, raised by my grandparents. I had like restricted visits with both my parents, and that was because they both had like drug involvement in their life, and obviously with social services being involved, you can't put a kid in that kind of situation. So what I remember is a lot of like scheduled visits, and obviously as normal as possible for children to be around. So a lot of the time with my mum, it was scheduled and planned and monitored, but very much so on the terms of like my grandparents, because my nan, if you guys follow me and watch me, you'll know my nan, because I talk about her literally all day long. But she was my mum's mum, and she would be like almost like the person that was overseeing that everything was okay, because she was like, I can be in control, it's my daughter. But
sorry, did your nan like officially adopt?
No, so she would have, what's the word? She had,
rights?
so it went through all the courts and
Okay.
stuff. She had, what's the word?
Is it parental rights? I don't know. Parental rights?
Guardianship of us, basically.
Okay, cool.
Like she was on paper.
Your
like,
mum.
you know when I literally had it recently going through the airport on my own with Ocean, and because I don't have the same surname, I don't know if you've had this.
Yeah, Ziggy's double barrel. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So no, I don't have. She has my partner's last name, and the guy, like he should, was just like, how can you prove this is your daughter? Which is obviously so good, but also I was like, just because I don't have a ring on my finger. But no, that used to happen all the time with us. But my nan always had documents to say that she had. I can't think of the word.
Can you think of the word, Carl?
Guardianship.
Yeah, the guardianship. Okay, so guardianship. So yeah, she was our legal guardian.
Yeah.
And yeah, so what I remember is literally like it being scheduled, and there were times when you get excited as kids. I'm grateful I've got more memories than my brother. My brother's 4.5 years younger than me, and I don't think he's got any memories, which if I thought about it too long could really upset me, because I just think it's nice that I have some memories. Like, thank God for pictures and videos and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And even like doing the documentary, having her friends and like our family in it, and bringing her memory to life. But no, it was more like just meeting up. She wasn't really allowed in the house.
Wow.
Just because of how bad things had got with, I don't know if people have any friendships or relations with anyone involved in drugs. It's like,
I can't imagine, Sid.
yeah.
I get such goosebumps. Like, I will actually say, guys, if you haven't watched Sid's documentary, The Mom, it truly is. I lose words. Like, I don't have words to describe the way it made me feel and how incredible it was. And I just think the way it's like shaped you. And I know you have like, you spoke about on your social media, like, for example, with drugs, you just have like, again, zero policy, like, because that's such a, it is trauma, you know, like.
But I am also well aware of the generation we live in. And
For
I
sure,
think
but like, for example, you would never, and like,
oh no, of
people
course.
around you, you would never choose to be with someone that, like, for example, like.
But I've seen people literally like get all funny when like for whatever reason has fallen into the conversation, because I'm not stupid. Like, I'm very aware that it's so, like, it's such a thing.
I'll be honest, like,
We're the minority, like,
Sure.
if you've never touched anything, like, you are the minority, and I understand.
sure.
I've been in situations where it's come up in conversation, and I've been like, nope, not even touched a cigarette, kind of thing. And then,
Bro,
like,
we are twins. I've never touched a cigarette in my life.
I know, but then people look at you like,
Yeah, you're so boring. It's like, I'm just genuinely not interested, actually.
yeah,
like,
but isn't that so weird that we are the weird ones?
Yeah, like,
and then as soon as people, like, someone might nudge the person that's not aware of my situation,
Yeah.
and I'm like, listen, as much as I could judge, I don't.
yeah.
I literally don't.
No, of
I'm
course,
like,
it's your story is just your story, but you're right. Everybody that walks in the street, as you say, like, does drugs. It's just like, I'm exactly the same as you, and like, for me, it's just not something I've ever been interested in. I can't bear the thought of it. Like, yeah. Anyway, sorry, real tangent. I just really wanted.
I said this to you
I just really
earlier.
wanted to-
I said, you do know with this, we're gonna go like ping, 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 ping.
But I just really wanted to just like ask you about that. I think it's just something that I think the reason why I wanted to ask you about it is I think is because it's shaped you so much. So when you say about these things that like, yeah, of course I just cut ties, or of course it's because of who you are, Sid. It's because of the way that, you know, the universe built you and like what you've been through. Like, of course, zero tolerance to
But in no way am I also using it as an excuse, because I think it's easy
for people to think that.
Yeah, and I of course I've seen everything under the sun written about me, and I know some people are like, yeah, but she can't keep excusing that, and I never do, but I can see why people would be like, whether it's relationships, friendships, that I'm just like, nope, I can be like this because this is my upbringing, blah blah, but I also, like, I can't apologize for, like, that's how I am. And even the only person that's, well, Cass is getting better. He can be very honest with me, but you've got to be brave enough to kind of, it's like, my nan will put me in my place, and she's probably the only person that's like, you are going to lose everyone if you don't calm the down, basically. Like, you can't be this, like, we've had arguments, and she's like, I'm scared you're going to push me out, like, because you are that cold. But I do have to kind of, that's where I am one of them people, like, if I sometimes need a couple of days to myself just to cool off and reflect.
You're so like me. It's actually scary. I feel like I'm listening to myself.
But yeah.
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, I really feel you. It's actually quite scary. And I said to Sid in the coffee shop, I was like, I feel like this year really shaped me with regards to like how I respond to things and that cold edge of me. And I feel like
because of becoming mums.
And I've become so much more understanding and soft and patient. And I love that Ziggy has allowed that side of me to come out. Okay, so I'm going to ask you the inevitable. Every single person I feel like on planet Earth has asked me this question, and everybody wants to know what happened with you and Al. And a lot of people have written that, and then they followed with it saying, please be honest. So I'm going to ask you the question: what happened with you and Al?
So I don't think I will ever talk about it until maybe one day. I'm not ever saying this is going to happen, because I don't think it will, but you never know. Like, miracles happen unless we sat down together, because I just don't think that's respectful, because there's two sides to every story.
Yeah.
And also, I don't think, as much as it's been years, and I know people obviously want this answer too, yes, we have spoke since, but probably not in the way you think. But we are completely civil. We don't follow each other, but I feel like that is very, it's the word superficial, like to be like, oh, we follow each other, so that means we're friendly. Yeah. Is that the right word? Yeah. I don't even know. But I just think it goes much deeper than that. There's no need for us to follow each other to say like, oh, we're civil. It goes a lot deeper than that. And
because she was your best friend of how many years?
About 20 years.
Yeah. So I'll be really, really honest. I never... Yeah, I'm going to be completely honest. I didn't know who Elle was. I didn't know Elle and Sid were a duo, and that's how they both kind of started their careers. I'm going to be honest, I've only just ever known of Sydney. So when you were all writing that, I text Sydney, I was like, who's Elle? Because I'm not sure. But for any of you guys who don't know, that's kind of how Sydney and Elle kind of came up in the social media space, and then parted their ways. You made the decision to, well, no, not going to say you made the decision, because I know there's part of this that you are going to keep offline, but the decision was made where you guys come apart. Do you have any regrets?
So I won't dive into what happened, just because I just think
It's personal.
Matter of fact, it's quite boring. It just is one of the things, like I just said, like going back to how I am as a person, like we both probably stepped away from it, and a lot is said in moments, and you make rash decisions, but it's hard because not many best friends.
You're really torn on this, aren't you?
I just don't think I ever will talk about it fully, but literally because I still have respect for her, and
I love that though.
I still have love for her.
Of course.
Don't get me wrong, like I still get sent a lot of old video clips of us and stuff, and there are things that I miss about our friendship, but at the same time we are on such different pages, and I see and I'm proud of her and where she is in her life, but like I'm a mum now, she's doing whatever she's doing, and we're just
Different
are
pages.
worlds apart. I even think sometimes it's been like nearly 3 years. I don't know if we have the same things in common like we used to. Like as much as we were like literally glued to each other.
Yeah.
I just think it's normal when you've been friendly with someone. Like I said, like the whole relationship thing, like I've had exes where I thought, this is it. Really is it.
He's the one.
I'm done. Sign me off.
Yeah.
And then like one day you're like, this isn't it.
Mm-hmm.
And that can happen with friendship.
I couldn't agree more. Like you literally have this epiphany.
Yeah.
Like, and you're like, I can't be around these people anymore.
And I just think like people have different priorities in life. And I think that's one thing I will say. We just had different priorities.
Okay, so, I'm going to ask you a question.
Okay.
I already know the answer, but I'm I feel like I can answer this for Sydney. A lot of you are asking if Elle has met Ocean.
No. I don't think I've literally seen her like 2 or 3 times in 3 years. Mm-hmm. I mean, we lived in the same building. Crazy. Learn from my mistakes. I think no best friends need to live in the same building. No best friends need to live
toxic,
together.
Huh?
I think we signed up for failure. I remember sitting down with our families. I don't think she'll mind me saying this. Our families were like, this is crazy. You're basically asking for tears. It was actually on her side of the family. We're like, you're literally asking for a disaster. And we were like, no, like I think we were like, in a way, living in cuckoo land.
Yeah, la la land.
And we just...
And you were
it
working
was never
together.
Gonna work.
Yeah. And it's literally like a relationship. Like you were working together, you're best friends, you've got a lot of history, you've got a lot of emotion there, you 2 girls, you've got a lot of hormones.
And I know people that work with their partners and they're like, hear it from me, never work with Cass.
I would never.
And I'm like, I never ever would.
Same with me.
They're like, if you want a strong relationship, do not mix business with pleasure.
Yeah.
There we go.
There you go.
It's a quote for a reason, people.
Yeah.
Follow it. Don't mix business with pleasure.
And so off camera, just between me and Sydney, I gotta say, like, I know the exact ins and outs and reasons, but I agree with Sydney. It doesn't need to be shared because it's pretty boring. Like, not boring as in like it's boring, but like it's just life. And as you say, like people have different priorities, and that is just the way the world works. There's nothing else to it. And I'm sure we can all relate in that. I have parted so many ways with friends because our priorities and what we think and how we move are so freaking different. Like, for example, I had some friends. I get why it's hard to talk about this because you're like, if they see this, I don't want to upset anyone.
No, and that's the thing, and I think that shows that like
it's just respect, isn't it?
I am gonna back myself here. Like, I can see why it's so easy to say like she must be the problem because I'm more outspoken and I'm a lot more cold, and she's a lot more soft around the edges. And I will say like she is one of the nicest people I still to this day have ever known, but it doesn't change the fact that we butted heads and she's not perfect. I'm not perfect.
No one's perfect.
And at the end of the day, feelings are so valid. And
sure.
I will admit I was so hurt by whatever we went through. And that's essentially like we couldn't see eye to eye on things that is so normal, but it's under a camera. So that's the thing. It's like, would we have maybe got through it? I feel like maybe we would have.
Really?
Honestly, because we didn't have to get up the next day and film a video because that was our income, because we could have probably took time apart. But that's why I say, like, I so believe if she's supposed to be in my life, we will be friends in the future. But will it be on camera? No.
Facts. Okay. I'm going to ask just because everyone also asked, and I think we're going to get the same answer from Sydney because she's going to be consistent with her approach here with regards to her
I look shocked because we haven't really run down through these questions, so I don't know what's coming as much as you guys do.
What happened with Molly? Sydney's like, same answer, different priorities.
Yeah, again, like different pages again, but more so. I literally...
Oh, really?
Yeah, like, I was about to have a baby. She'd just got in a relationship. She lives, I think, more towards you than me now.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
we live in different parts of the country. I literally spoke to her, I think, last week.
There we go. There's your answer.
This is the thing.
There's
like,
no beef. It's not so...
It's not that
so
deep.
crazy.
Yes, again, I get it. I get why I'm to blame, where I plaster my life online. But the rewards are much higher than the downfall.
But no, I disagree with you. And here's why. It's okay for friends to depart. Like, you're online and you're sharing your friendships online and they're in your videos, and then maybe one day they're not in videos, because that's life, and you're willing to be open, vulnerable, honest, and share your life with people.
Yeah.
So of course people have to understand that what happens in life is going to happen in your videos. Maybe people aren't going to turn up in your videos anymore because they're not in your life anymore, and that's happening to everybody else on the planet Earth. They just don't have a camera in front of them. So don't let that one like beat you up like that, because I think like you're just one person who's choosing and allowing people to have a camera view of your life and be vulnerable about that. But it's happening to everyone else. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah, and I think you have really hot and cold moments, even like in relationships. Don't, like, you go through a spell of like being so obsessed and in love with each other. No one can ruin that. You've just been on a perfect holiday and like you're on cloud nine and you're like, I could marry this person right now. I feel like, specifically talking about Molly, we had this whirlwind year where we literally, I think
You were traveling?
we're in America for a month.
Yeah.
And we were just literally in each other's pockets. And I'll be honest, and I know Molly would say this too.
It got intense.
And she almost filled the void of Elle in a way, because we were like a three in a way, but it was still very much me and Elle and then Molly.
Okay.
And then when me and Elle obviously part ways, Molly and myself naturally became really, really close. Yeah. And that's maybe where, again, I hold my hands up. I'm very like, I can be so full on, but then it gets to a point where I think two people naturally are like, oh, I need to breathe. Like, and we also need to...
Yeah, sorry to interrupt you, carry on. You need to breathe.
Yeah, just need to breathe and realise that eventually, once the holidays come to an end, because that is a lot of... But then that's where I don't know if people would... Like, people don't know. Me and Molly were really, really good friends, and we are still friendly now for... I've known Molly, we went to secondary school together, but she was on a lot of my socials because she was on every single trip with me for about 2 years. And what was I going to do? Just post and make it seem like I was on a trip on my own?
She's pregnant. Do you think...
She is, I forgot. Do
you think that would ever bring you back together, the whole mom thing? Or is it like a done thing and you just respectful, friendly, but arm's length? Or do you never say never on that one?
Listen, I've had some of my best moments with, well, both Molly and Elle, but I don't know, because my one thing is like, we weren't really close for my pregnancy. And I feel like your pregnancy is when you need friends. So that's just my stance on it.
That's completely fair stance. So the bridge is burnt almost, without saying it.
I don't know. I wish, like I said, I wish
I'm digging a little bit.
I don't know if this is a Gemini thing.
Yeah, Sydney's a Gemini, by the way.
I think it's so bloody... I might as well have a hat on this if I'm a Gemini. Or I don't know. I always look at things from two perspectives, which is the most annoying thing ever. And I'm like, I feel like the easy thing is, and so many people live by this, and I feel like it is just the nicer way to live, maybe, where you're just like, oh, just like, whatever, like, forget it, move on, be happy. But then I'm like, Is that when people walk all over you? If that's how you live, that is in, will people ever learn? But then my job isn't to give people these life lessons all the time.
But maybe people want to hear that from you, Sid, because what I've learned is literally from starting this podcast is that everybody behind the camera is feeling the same. They just want people to talk about it.
Yeah.
So like, we need to normalize talking about real life things that influencers in specifics don't generally talk about.
Yeah. So in a nutshell, with the Molly thing, I think the best way to say it is we kind of like we got sick to death of each other, which is fine. I was pregnant. She was in this new relationship. And then we needed a break. And maybe I needed a friend though, because I was pregnant. And now I'm a bit like, as much as I wouldn't say we're not friends, we do text every so often. It's nothing like it used to be. But am I always going to be a bit like... Ugh.
Resentful?
Maybe a little bit, because like maybe I needed you when I was pregnant, but I was never going to be like begging for friends. Because I had enough people around me.
Yeah.
I think people forget, as much as I am online, I do have a lot of friends that don't want to be on the internet.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, just because you've seen like 2 friendships fall apart, essentially. I have plenty of friendships that are like from when I was young, and they've been absolutely fine. So,
you know,
the problem.
Maybe it's the online.
I'm not. I don't think. I don't know. I do think private life is happy life. But that's why I would never ever plaster my relationship online.
Same.
I show literally minuscule amounts, but I'm happy like that.
Well, there's your answer, guys. I know that was, and I understand why people really want to know the answer, Sid, because like it's like that was chosen to be online, and everybody fell in love with this, and then when this stops, it's kind of like that. Everybody's probably thinking, but I used to watch you guys like every day or whatever. So
I get it, and it's sad, and I just wish I could say like, oh, everything's hunky dory, but like it's life,
It's so life.
If I still stand by it, if you can find someone in this world that's got all their first ever friends, is with their first ever love, then oh my God, get them to sign up to be in the Guinness Book of World Records,
please? Yeah, but I also think like I just made a comment then, sorry, when Sydney said that, and I went, something ain't right. And I don't mean that, because obviously if that happens to you, then it's beautiful. I just physically like don't understand.
Maybe we're like a slightly tiny bit jealous in a way. I don't know.
No, definitely not jealous, because I think it's sometimes good to shed energy. And I don't mean shed energy as in like get rid of people, but when you don't really align with people anymore, like it's exhausting to try keep up with them.
Yeah.
And I have been through so many situations. Obviously those situations weren't online, so people don't know about them. People don't know those people. But like I literally, for example, I went on a holiday with some really close friends. The day I got back from the holidays is pretty much the day I ended the relationship. I just couldn't anymore, because every inch of my body, soul was just screaming like we just don't align. We can't even do similar things we enjoy on holiday. Like, and I think we need to help people understand and normalize that, like, that's okay. Yeah, it's okay. And you know what? Because we'll talk about some of the exact examples now on Topic Tuesday. But some people said to me, like, do you think it's okay to just honestly call people and be like, look, this isn't working for me anymore. Like, I don't want to be in this friendship. And my answer is yeah. I don't know how you feel. But like, if you're not feeling it and you want to be open and honest and just say, look, I'm on a different path, I'll always love and support you, but from a distance, I'm here for it.
I think it's actually that is a ideal scenario, but just that would never, because looking back, I feel like that would have worked really well in my situations. But I think you naturally, being a human being, you try and cling on because you're like, oh, what if I walk away and this could actually be like the best thing ever, and we're still the best of friends, because I think you always still cling on to the memories and the good parts. But that's like anything in life. Like, I'm sure you've got maybe like keep going back to relationships, but I don't know what else. Though. Yeah, like you can look back on any relationship. I guarantee you've got one part of it that you miss, or not even miss. That's because you probably don't ever want to go backwards and be in a relationship you were in before, but there was good parts of it that you look back and think that was great. But then there's always good and bad, but it's whether does the good's got to outweigh the bad. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, because no one's perfect.
Yeah.
And people are going to have traits where you're like, you annoy me. But that's when like the great side of them like compensate for all of that. But I personally feel like if you have a friend that is draining you, that is like, it's exhausting being around them.
You
that
gotta
like,
know yourself.
You don't really feel like what they say or what they do is aligned with you. Like, it's okay to let go and it's okay to walk away. Trust me, I've done it many times. And I feel like that needs to be normalized, as well as working on and nurturing friendships that you really do value and you know in your core soul mind that that's something that you do want to work hard on, you know, because a friendship is like a relationship. But it's okay to walk away, man, especially as you grow up. And if, for example, we're not going to give you the whole mom spiel, but like when you have a baby as well, like shit changes. You know,
perspective changes so much.
So let's talk about some examples that people have given us, and we're going to shed our light.
Make us feel normal.
Yeah. Well, as I say, like, sorry, I'm looking at my phone again because I get the entries on here, but it is so normal. But this one kind of really confused me. I guess confused is not the right word, but I read it and I was like, imagine someone doing that. So my best friend accidentally in this things, what do we call these again? Inverted commas? Quotations. Thank God we've got Carl in the room correcting us. But my best friend accidentally slipped up that my boyfriend had COVID and that I wasn't vaccinated in front of my manager, and I was asked to leave work without pay. She was pro-vaccine and I'm not, so I was really upset that she chose to be so careless. I've now had a baby, chosen not to vaccinate them, and I can't bring myself to tell her. First of all, I'm like, you're still friends with her? But maybe that's the cutthroat.
Wait, I got muddled up with, because there was like my boyfriend, best friend. Read out the first part.
My best friend accidentally basically told her manager that her boyfriend had COVID and she wasn't vaccinated. Therefore.
So the bottom line, your best friend grasped on you.
To your manager and she lost her job.
Oh.
Cancel.
Yeah, no, sorry.
Yeah, but me and Sydney might not be the right people to ask about this because we're so cutthroat.
Like we said, cutthroat.
Everything is going to be cancel. No, but I would, because now she's had a baby and she's like, I'm not sure if I want to tell her. I'm like, you're still friends with her? Like, she made you lose your job.
Well, no, that's your income, that's your livelihood.
Yeah.
That's what's keeping a roof over your baby's head.
Are we saying cancel?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're out. That's wild. You don't grass on people, man. Okay, so I've had this best friend for 16 years. I love her, but I don't know if she's turned into a habit. Everything she makes is always a competition, and she feels like her friend just does everything to look good online. She's the saddest person I've ever met, and she completely drains me. Move on.
I gotta say what's it? I gotta go my own way. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, guys.
See, that's where, like, you're clinging on to the length of the friendship.
Yeah, and you're clinging on to the idea, probably.
Yeah, and the memories.
Yeah.
Hello,
let go.
Hear it from me, sis. It's fine. It's okay. And yeah, it will hurt. It will hurt. Because it is essentially, I stand by the fact that a friendship breakup is just as bad as a breakup.
Yeah.
But if it's holding you back and you are no longer flourishing, keep it moving.
Keep it moving. So my ex-best friend turns up at my job in a permanent position and comes up to me asking really personal questions about my home life. Really totally inappropriate and super uncomfortable. Yeah, totally inappropriate and super uncomfortable. That's like your best friend or whatever, or like coming up to you at work and asking like really inappropriate questions.
But they're not friends anymore.
Ex-best friend. There's the answer. You got rid of her. You did the right thing.
Yeah.
But no, that's too cutthroat. You didn't necessarily do the right thing, but if you had the conversation with her and she's just continuing to be like completely inappropriate, then you distance yourself from her.
Yeah, and you've just got clarification that it's a good thing she's not your friend anymore.
Yeah, literally. Losing friends when you split up with your partner because you're no longer in the clique. They were never your friends to begin with then. They don't.
Yeah, I mean, if you make friendships from your relationship, if they are good friendships, they'd stick, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And you'd be able to put the energy and have the, like, because I get it might be different, like, dynamic-wise if you're doing things as a couple, but if you can find the energy to, like, and you care enough to be friends, like, with that apart. And if you don't, then honestly, like as Sid said at the start, like your life is kind of already written. If it doesn't work, it's because it's not meant to work, and you'll find friends and people in your life in the future that bring you more value, and you will look back and you will literally think, thank God.
Yeah.
Because that's how life works, literally. This is an interesting one because I kind of really feel this one. So the way, like, for example, friendships that I really value and in my life that are really important, like we don't talk every day, we don't call every day. This friend was like, I have a friend who's super intense. She needs phone calls multiple times a day and constantly is texting me. I love her, but I just feel like it's all too intense. Like I couldn't, like, especially now, like with the life stage I'm in. I feel like when you're younger and when like you're going out maybe and like you've got that soul sister best friend, but like life moves on. You're not in a relationship with them.
That's
and
when you're likely to end up drifting, which is okay. Like that's when you see these exhibit like mid 20 fallout.
How old are you?
I'm 26.
Yeah.
Because life happens, life moves on, and like you get busier and you don't have time to, because that used to be the excitement. You leave school and you're constantly gossiping with everyone, and that's
you do
so
everything with
normal.
your best friend.
But then you move, but everyone moves at different paces, which again, cool. Like you might still be in education, your friend's gone on and got a job, and they might have more time to talk because they're sitting behind an office desk all day, but you're in your lectures all day, so you can't talk all day. And then that's when you start to just part ways. So yeah, your friend needs a hobby or a pet.
How do you have the time? Okay, my best friend ghosted me. I don't understand that. I'm sorry.
Like full on ghosted you.
My best friend ghosted me.
Then she had an issue, or she has an issue.
So I don't understand that. Like, with
No.
respect, have respect. Like,
Yeah.
your best friend. When we say best friend, I'm not playing. Like, if you're saying best friend, that's like your ride or die friend. Like, that's like your everything, your sister, your like this. Your best friend goes to me. Why? Like, what? You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, everyone deserves an explanation.
Couldn't agree more. Like, unless, for example, when like...
I'd say, okay, you're done, cool. Honour me the explanation.
Yeah.
That's it. Give me 5 more minutes of your time and then we're done.
Yeah.
I promise.
Yeah.
Like if that's what you want, I'll give it
And
to you.
also, you don't really know what trauma now and what thoughts and what goes through this girl's head now.
Yeah.
Especially if that's your best friend. Like, I couldn't imagine, like, if I think about my best friend, like, if she ghosted me, I'd be heartbroken. Like, you'd just be like, what the f***? Like, literally, what
I think I'd be so confused. I'd be like, is her phone broke?
Yeah. Like, are you okay, sis?
You
Go knocking
there?
on the door.
Send the police round.
So me and my best friend lived together. When I was on holiday, she invited my ex round. Imagine.
Anything you do from now on, I back. Because you're entitled to.
So imagine, like, your best friend. We're speechless.
This isn't my style, but I would actually say, like, ring her ex.
Ring whose ex?
Like,
oh, you'd get back at her?
Yeah, and I don't normally say stuff like that.
Oh.
That's quite rogue. That's no, because that's awful.
Yeah, that is.
That's hit a nerve for me. I don't know why. That is, you live I think because it's your home as well.
Yeah, like that's your personal space.
That's your ex coming into your sanctuary.
Yeah, your ex, you know, you're you're cancelled, respectfully.
Oh my god, I've actually gone all like tense because I'm like, that is not right.
No, that is so not right. And yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. Oh, this is interesting. This is really interesting. And I think a lot of people will experience this. My best friend copies everything I do. It's draining. She copies my job, every move I make, this is what it says. From every milestone, starting a family, getting engaged, buying a house. Believe me, she copies everything. She's a low-key hater. Everything I achieve or accomplish, she's never happy for me. She doesn't respect my boundaries. She feels like it's incredibly draining. What do I do?
Be flattered and keep it moving.
You would? I personally would distance.
Yeah, but I think...
Sorry to interrupt you. what do they say? Not imitation is flattery. No,
Yeah,
what?
and I was thinking,
What is that
something is
sentence?
is
It's a form
flattery.
of flattery. Flattery. That fucking word.
We're like, Carl,
Flattery.
Google the quote.
Google is this
Carl, insert quote on screen.
plagiarism?
Is a form of
that's in your world though. That's like tech, isn't it? How do you say like the phase is that it's meant to be flattering when someone copies you, and I understand that to a level. For example, if I went out and got this beautiful ring, not this one right here, I'm just saying in general, and then Sydney said, "Oh my god, I love that, I'm gonna go get it." Cool, sis.
Yeah.
But not every aspect of your life.
Yeah.
Not everything about you. I would feel claustrophobic. Like, get your own identity, bro. I personally couldn't. But you think it...
No. The reason I'm kind of frozen up on it is because...
You can relate.
Again, I feel like I feel like I can relate, but I also feel like I need to take myself out of my job role, because in our job, we post things for people to copy. As in...
For sure,
click the link to copy my whole outfit.
No, I think that's so different though, Sid.
But no, that's why I'm trying to take myself out of that, because like 9 times out of 10, like I do find it so flattering when people copy, because
I love it,
we are
because I'm like, wow, you actually rate that. Like, thank you so much.
I copied your jacket.
Yeah, and when you sent me the picture, I was like, oh my god,
There's
I love
such
that.
a difference with being like.
But I think it's the life aspect. Like, you get married, then suddenly she wants to get married. You have a baby, then suddenly she wants to start a family. You do this certain job, now she wants to start. Like, that to me is like stalk. Like, respectfully, like, stay the away from me.
Get in your own lane.
Yeah, like, get in your own lane. I personally would find that a bit claustrophobic and a little bit weird.
Yeah, you need to distance, because you don't want to be. No, it's giving me the ick.
Me and Sid have to move on to the next topic now, but I could honestly, the amount of people that wrote in, I could honestly think we could sit and talk about this for 3 hours. But here's the main gist. A lot of people were also saying that my friends bitch about me behind my back. I saw my friend say this, but I don't want to lose it because I'm scared of being alone. Let me tell you something. You do not need people in your life that talk shit about you behind your back. And please be comfortable with being alone rather than being with people that secretly hate on you. First of all, they're jealous. Honestly, I could safely say that. People that bitch about you, the way you look, how you dress, certain things you did, normally comes out of like them being jealous. So obviously take it as a compliment behind closed doors. But don't be with them just for the sake of it. And it's the same for relationships, like staying with people because you're scared of being alone. You don't need these friends.
And can I also say, in your 20s especially, there's no point wasting your energy trying to change them into the person you want them to be.
Couldn't agree more.
Because they're I'm going to say grown-ass women in this circumstance. Maybe it's a man, maybe it's anyone, whatever. But I'm just saying from experience, I have tried to sit and change people and waste so much energy. But people don't want to, like, people will change if they want to. What is the saying? These sayings. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink it.
Mm-hmm. I've actually never heard that.
Carl? Carl knows my quote. And you are just going to be
Drained.
Essentially just signing yourself up for
failure.
Yeah, and being upset. And sometimes the healthiest thing you can do is just say, I got to walk away and do my own thing.
100%. And also, you do that without having an argument, without having a to-do, without just politely say, I'm good. I'm going to go my way. And when you master the art of that, you live a very peaceful life. Mm-hmm. Like, I know Sydney spoke about her friendship breakups and people who are also in the social media world, because that's what she shared. But even for me, behind closed doors, like, I've walked away from so many friendships that honestly have just drained me. I had this one friend, I've never been so drained. I felt like her mom half the time. And I love her, and I respect her, and I wish she's okay, but I could just never go back to that kind of dynamic again. And it's okay to walk away. It's not going to change
because that was
anything.
a chapter of your life, and now
yeah, and also I'm so different now.
Yeah,
you know. Okay, moving on. Sydney, you've been cheated on.
Cut
going straight in.
I have, and again, I think it's molded me. It's so sad, isn't it? These bad things make me a great person today.
So a lot of people wrote in because Sydney used to, her previous relationship to now, I don't know who it is, to be honest. I don't know his name. I'm not even going to refer to him because it's none of our business. But she used to post him online, hence why you guys were wanting me to ask Sydney about this person and him cheating on her. And then we're also going to talk about your guys' like predicaments. So he cheated on you how? Do you know?
Yeah.
Will you share?
Yeah. Okay. So, do you know what? I think the only reason I'm going to talk about it is because I think
You can help other people.
sadly cheating is so common.
Oh my
And
God, yeah.
I think it's disgusting how as women we just sometimes in society have to like accept it and just like suck it up and be like, he'll change. Which I actually feel like some people might be like shaking their head at me right now. I do actually believe people can change.
I do too.
I don't live by a leopard never changed its spots. However, I know in some circumstances that there are some filthy guys that once a cheat, always a cheat. But don't tarnish everyone with the same brush. However, for me personally, I chose to stay in my relationship for 3 years.
So he cheated you on so he cheated on you in the first year
Yeah,
and you stayed?
yeah. But it was my choice. So I
Yeah.
can't be mad.
No, of course not.
The reason I think we broke up was because it was something that it was eating away at me and I was bringing it up a lot.
So wait, so you were together for 4 years.
So in a nutshell, he cheated on me with his ex-girlfriend and she messaged me and I never responded. But that's the best thing I've ever done because I know it really killed her because I've seen her since and I know that it eats at her that she didn't get the response she wanted.
Okay. So you were in a 4-year relationship and in the first year he cheated on you with his ex-girlfriend. But you stayed. I don't know how you did that.
Because I feel like...
I'm not saying that as in
No, I know. And I expect people to judge me because I look back and I judge me.
No, I don't think judgment is the thing, but like that would have eaten me.
But you best believe if that ever happened again...
He's out of there. Cass, you better watch out.
I can't even.
No.
And
But
I don't judge when I hear cheating stories because I've been there.
Yeah, but you left ultimately after the 4 years because what happened in the first year was still eating you.
Yeah.
So you suffered for 3 years.
No, there was some really good times. But like we'd argue about random stuff and I'd always bring it back to, but you cheated on me. I'd always win.
Yeah.
I'd always win the argument because you cheated on me. And it was making me a really sour person.
Okay. I love that you know that in yourself.
Yeah, it was making me horrible. And I'll be honest, I reckon maybe now, how long ago was this? Like nearly 8 years ago, I think. And I think I'm only just starting to like heal properly, as in like my poor boyfriend now deserves a medal because he had to deal with what it done to me.
Yeah.
Like I, for a while didn't have much trust in him. For what? He'd done nothing wrong. But that was just my own insecurities and me having to get over how I was treated. But I will say one thing in my ex's defense. I don't think he ever would. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think he ever would have cheated on me again.
Okay. Have you ever cheated on anyone?
No.
So what I love is that you're so like, and what I think is the key to mastering like self-development is like you're aware of like the fact that staying made you a sour, unhappy person. And that's why sometimes it's good to, as I say, friendship, relationship, you let go.
But
You know
again,
what I
I think like going back, way back to like how my family's molded me. Like my ex relationship also has molded me and made me again maybe a little bit too savage. But
also in the same sense, you would never tolerate like cheating again.
no,
You know what I mean?
No. And I was nodding away. I don't know if it was your last podcast or the podcast before. I think subconsciously I had this like unwritten rule. So weird. I've actually had someone's agreed with me once that like I was gonna let one person maybe cheat and then I can like reevaluate like I did and see if I could like get through it, which I obviously couldn't. It took me 3 years to figure that out. But like that one chance is gone. It's not like everyone I'm with gets one chance. It's like I have one chance forever. And that's done now. So like God forbid.
Sorry guys, there's no chances left.
God forbid, Cassius. God forbid. No, gone. And back to what I was just about to say. I always thought maybe that I'll like, what's the word? Wangle that rule a little bit. If there's a baby in the mix, no.
Is worse because there's so much more on the line.
Because that's when I nodded. I don't know if it was your first or your second podcast, but when you say people stick around for the baby.
But you as a person, as the mom, it's like you're gonna cause so much trauma at home by staying. Yeah. So Sydney has been so open and real in that sense, and I rate that so much because it's this thing, man, in life. No one wants to talk about anything. Like, and I feel like podcasts are the only place, like if you scroll on TikTok and stuff, where you actually see like cheating is so frequent. Like,
it makes me sick.
It happens everywhere and
every day, everywhere, and I hear it so often, and you've just got to turn a blind eye sometimes.
But like, it's also like, let's talk about it, you know? So let's talk about some of these.
I don't know if I'm ready.
Well, this one's really similar. My boyfriend cheated on me with his ex-girlfriend. Well, we have someone sat right here. So someone wants to ask you, is getting a joint private lap dance with a mate on a stag do cheating?
So me and Cass have actually had these conversations. I still don't know how I'll be once maybe one day we have hens and stags and get engaged, whatever. I don't know, because I do...
Is a lap dance, is the woman naked? Sorry, I'm looking. Have you had a lap dance, Carl?
Oh, so no, like, I think... But I don't...
Or does she have underwear on?
I'm not really like... I mean, like, my boyfriend's sister will be watching this howling because she thinks I'm so OTT and she thinks I'm very much like psycho girlfriend, basically. But I actually don't think... I don't know, don't quote me on this, Cass. You're not going to a strip club, but I don't think like it wouldn't be make or break if he was like, I went to a strip club.
I agree, because I'm like,
because I trust him to the extent that I know he would never be dumb enough to ever cross that line.
Like, we need to talk about this, because I'll put like Seth for. So he's on his stag do with his best friend, and they go to a club and he gets a lap dance. Correct me if I'm wrong. A lap dance is where you sit there and a girl dances on you.
Is it a bit like us going to Magic Mike?
Magic Mike. Carl, is it the same thing? Yeah, effectively it is, because Magic Mike, he's in his freaking nutcracker shorts.
But I guess the different...
It's what?
Cleaner.
Then it's not cheating, because this is where girls have like double...
the only thing I can do is...
Can you touch them?
No.
Then it's exactly the same thing.
Yeah, true.
So it's not cheating, right?
Yeah.
But do we... This is not us saying that it's okay for you to all go get lap dances.
I just think you, deep down in your gut, you know what is right and wrong for you. And that's okay that you have different...
I would be like...
I think I'd throw a strop for an hour. Just because I'd throw a strop for an hour and be like, don't talk to me. And then I'd be like, you know what, is it going to break us? No, of course it's not.
And also, for example, on my birthday, my friends got me a stripper and he was naked. And he...
But then is it like in art class back in the day, I used to draw live naked people. But that's like still seeing a naked person.
Oh, what, at school?
No, college, I done art.
Oh, I was going to say, naked people
live
at
drawing.
School?
No.
Damn, your school was different to mine.
No, but I've heard people do that at school too. It depends how artsy. It's called live drawing.
Wow, I never knew that.
Live drawing.
At school? At school?
Yeah.
Birmingham's different, huh?
No, like secondary school.
Yeah, but it's still teenagers.
I mean, I was like 17 at college, right?
That's crazy.
Yeah, live drawing. That's their job, I think, to go in and sit naked.
I honestly didn't know
If you do art at school, comment down below.
Comment and let us know.
And agree. I'm literally
No, you're not
doubting
crackers,
myself.
babe.
I'm like,
No, you definitely did it. I'm just surprised.
thank you. I definitely did it.
Yeah. But no, I don't think getting a lap dance is cheating, because if we went to Magic Mike, they're pretty much naked. My girlfriend's got me a stripper once for my birthday. Let me tell you, he was freaking naked. It was absolutely traumatizing. Please never do that again. But it's the same thing.
Do you know what? I think it's... This is so hard, but it's like, it depends. I literally feel like I listen to a lot of podcasts, and I've listened to a podcast once, and it was like, went to strip club, fine. But then, like, it was the text to his friends that can't stop thinking about the strippers.
Oh, then it's game over.
Yeah, so it's like,
okay.
what comes...
If you can
But then it's like how... I'm not saying once he's been to the strip club, go down his phone, guys, because that's toxic. But... I don't know, because you could go so many different avenues.
I know.
It depends how psycho you want to be.
So I got pregnant and found out my boyfriend slept with our midwife.
Next question. Oh my God. And because we've both had babies, I think we're like, no.
No.
I hope for our sake that that's been fabricated. I hope that's made up. Please tell me that's made up.
I got pregnant and my boyfriend cheated on me with the midwife we were seeing.
First of all,
go
to that hospital and get her fired, disciplinary, taken to court. I don't know. Secondly, I don't know. Next one.
I'm lost for words.
You don't even need us to tell you what to do in that situation.
I'm so sorry. I found my ex was cheating on me when I heard him mid-conversation on our baby monitor. Damn. That's quite a good way to
That is great.
spy. Thanks for that one. Just kidding.
I copied your monitor too.
Yeah, we have the same baby monitors. Again, trash, man.
Just, confront.
These are all cheating, by the way. Yeah, absolutely
confront and dump.
Confront and dump, yeah. Another one, interesting. I just want to know yours and Sydney's thoughts on a strip club. I view it as a form of cheating. I don't personally. And also, if you go to America, going to the strip club...
I was going to say, I think my boyfriend's been to a strip club in America. So I can't even sit here and say...
I think going to the strip club... I've been. It's like a club. You literally dance. And
isn't it like...
It's so normalised there, though. Like, in the UK, it's a lot different. Like, I'm going to be super honest. I don't think it's cheating.
Do you know what? I think it comes down to, not to get all like nitty gritty, how secure you feel in your relationship.
Yeah.
So if you are so triggered by it, maybe there's like deeper rooted issues.
Yeah, I agree.
But
if Cass been to a strip club, if Cass goes to a strip club, it's not deemed...
I mean, as long as it's not a weekly occurrence, sure.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
If it's like a one-off and it is a stag do and it's like, why not?
Yeah, I don't see it as cheating, no. This one's interesting, Sid, and I think you'll be able to really relate to this. So this lady, her husband has cheated on her more than once, but he's really changed, and he puts in effort, which I feel like you should do anyways in a relationship. We've got kids now, but I really fear of my future. I'm anxious all the time. I'm scared he'll do it again and abandon me and the children. I get triggered watching or reading anything to do with unfaithfulness, and I'm really scared I'm going to get cheated again. I still stalk the girl he cheated on me with. This is half the problem, isn't it? And feel like shit every time because she's so much sexier. Sis, you're beautiful. Don't ever compare yourself, because trust me, like... There's no need to do that. But I think Sydney's living proof of sometimes how those situations...
Can I just say I did that? So that makes me really sad. Like, I would check her Instagram for what reason, God knows what, because I'd like...
You'd compare yourself?
I don't know. I was like, almost like... it's almost like you want to almost make yourself suffer more. I wanted to almost get to the point where I'd break, and then that would help me make this miraculous decision, which isn't the way. I don't know why we do it as women. Like, we almost like self-sabotage and want to make ourselves...
I think it's natural that women just stalk and look on profiles.
Yeah,
but like, I personally don't think that like being in a marriage where you're like scared, anxious, it's not what it's meant to be.
I think the scary thing, I think right now, whatever we say isn't going to help this lady. She doesn't feel like I don't think she sounds like she's ready for help yet, because she will... I do believe one day she will have the strength to walk away.
You just summarised what I think. And also, because there's kids involved, I don't think walking away is something that's going to happen right now.
Yeah.
But
whatever we say on this podcast in 2 minutes is not going to make
sense. She will look back, I think, in maybe 10 years more to come, and thank God she left in the end.
And thank God for Topic Tuesdays.
Thank God for Topic Tuesdays.
But no, you need to go, even if he's changed, sorry. If it's haunting you,
oh, this one's interesting. Oh. So... I went through my man's phone and found a WhatsApp to a girl I don't know, and he called her babe. Is that cheating? I can't lie. Like, if I put myself in this situation and Seth, for example, is texting girls babe, like, that's quite serious to me. You don't call like people babe, but I would need to understand the context. But imagine if Cass just was texting a girl and called them babe.
Yeah, no. As in, like, again, I don't know why I've got to pick everything apart. I don't know. You need to just doesn't know the person. No. Mm-mm. Okay, so first of all, the problem. Yeah, why? No.
Who's this girl on
so
your
that's the issue. I don't think the lingo, like my ex, he would breathe on the word babe, but everyone was babe.
Oh, okay then.
I think it depends where you're from. It's very Essex thing to be. Everyone's babe.
Yeah, you've just checked me on that one, yeah.
So that's just, It depends. So you've got to think, like, does he literally call everyone babe? Like, some people go into Sainsbury's and call the checkout lady babe.
Okay, I hear you.
But the
fact
problem
that,
is
the
the
fact that
girl.
she's picked this up, I don't think he calls people
Okay,
babe.
then
because
no.
Because she's like, this is unusual.
Okay, if he doesn't even call you babe, then jeez. No.
But it's cheating?
No, I don't think cheating, but I would say he's sparking...
Red flags?
Yeah. Dig deeper.
Yeah, look on his phone more.
Phone
bad
again.
Bad advice, don't do that.
No, I would say do it.
Do you check Cass's phone?
No, but I did in the beginning because I was damaged.
Yeah, okay.
Because I used to do it all the time with my ex, but it led me to brilliant things because I found out what I needed to find out.
Okay. I found out my boyfriend of 10 years was cheating on me a week before I had Asa, and that's so triggering to me because I know how it feels to be pregnant and the stress you go through. And he gave me STI. I'm really struggling on co-parenting right now. I've got postpartum depression and anxiety still 2 years on.
Wait, is she still with him?
No. Okay. But she's saying she's really struggling with the co-parenting side, which obviously she still loves him. Sydney, do I give him another chance?
No, but I can't put myself in co-parenting shoes, so I can't talk from that. But no, because like I said, if you getting back with him isn't going to get rid of all them. I think she wants to get back with him because of the co-parenting aspect being hard. It's not going to get better. Just because you're putting someone toxic back in your life, what makes you think that's going to resolve things?
And that in time...
If co-parenting is something you're struggling with, speak to your family, speak to his family. Therapy. Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully you've got... if he's difficult, I would highly suggest you talk to... If he's got family, his parents or his siblings, and... I think that as long as there's a baby involved, they should be willing to help you out for the sake of the child.
Caught my boyfriend on OnlyFans paying and DMing over 10 girls. Is that cheating? He says it's just porn.
That's cheating.
Get the hell out of here. And also, OnlyFans is kind of new, right? It's this new thing. For me, in my opinion, I've never been on there. I don't understand how it works. I don't understand how the app works. But, for example, porn and like traditional porn, does that make sense? Where like lads could go on a free website and click a video for free to quickly like freaking toss themselves off.
It's like one click.
And then going to this app to pay for like, to me it's very, very different.
And holding conversation.
Yeah, to me it's very, very different. So absolutely cheating, absolutely get rid, absolutely zero tolerance to that. Absolutely.
Ding, ding, ding.
But for example, I don't know how you feel, but I'm not going to say what we've spoken about offline. Is watching porn cheating?
I'm going to say no.
I would agree.
I think that's where, oh God, I will say this till I'm blue in the face. Have conversations with your partner. If you know that they are uncomfortable with that and you go ahead and still continue to do that, then they don't respect you.
Yeah.
If I was to sit here right now and go, yes, and then like, I'm just throwing this in there, and Cass was to then go and watch porn and then it upsets me, then we've got, the problem is that he doesn't respect my boundaries.
Yeah.
And
also I think like circumstances, like for example, if your partner lives overseas and you see each other like once every 4 weeks, like in my opinion, men need to release. I feel like you're probably being a bit naive.
And girls.
And women. Yeah, Lucy. And you're probably being a bit naive if you think that they don't. Do you know what I mean? And also, you're really right. I feel like if you can be open and honest with your partner and be like, yeah, babe, I'm going to be honest. The other week when we were apart,
communication
is key.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say communication always saves you, but it will get you out of some hellish situation.
But like, if you have that relationship where they can sit back and be like, yeah, I watched porn and I bust or whatever. Like, to me, that's not cheating, I don't think.
No, it's just like...
But as Sydney said, if that's something that really triggers you and you do not you do not allow in your relationship and they keep doing it, then something's not right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Especially if you've made it public knowledge.
Okay, so this one's interesting because it's a perspective of a girl who cheated and said it was the best thing she ever did. No, but listen. So I was with my ex. He was really controlling. and nothing ever felt right. So I cheated on him, and I cheated on him with my manager at work. I then broke up with my ex. It was the best decision, as I later found out that he was cheating the whole time. And I am now married to my manager, the man I cheated on with him with, and I couldn't be happier. Whoa, that's a whole lot of everything. Yeah. I mean, I don't condone the cheating because it's not.
I mean, yeah,
whether it's a girl or a guy.
I mean, I feel like there's not much to say because happy days, you're happy. But
she's kind of giving a perspective of
if
a
you
cheater.
wanted us to jump in your shoes, you could have just ended it and then it wouldn't have been cheated anyway.
Yeah.
And if you'd still found out he was cheating, at least you were like, well, I'm not in the relationship and I'm in a better place and I can reflect and say,
yeah,
still F you, but
the fact that he was like controlling and probably like really narcissistic and
Yeah.
horrible, I'm kind of like, which is so bad, like that I think like that, but I'm kind of like, but no, that's not the right way to think, and it's not the right way to talk.
no,
even on
because
here.
I just think
It's
I know
not-
it's so
still
much
not right.
easier said
Yeah.
than done to just
Yeah.
get up and walk away. But I always say it, like, if I literally would say it to Cass, I'd say, like, if you ever have the tiniest little inkling that you want to cheat, do me a favour and
Tell
dump
me.
my ass.
Yeah.
Please,
Yeah.
because I'd rather you not have to cheat and just like be single and then you can be with whoever you want.
Exactly.
What isn't it? That's why I don't get cheating.
Yeah.
Be
Just-
single and you can be with anyone you want.
Yeah. Wait.
Make it make sense.
Okay, last one. Okay, this is an interesting one. So this girl's just asked me a general question. So I actually have opinions on this. I'm seeing someone, we're not exclusive. He hasn't asked me to be boyfriend and girlfriend. And I found out that he's slept with other girls. Is that cheating?
I don't think it's cheating, but it's whether you are comfortable continuing.
Couldn't agree more. So I don't think that's cheating. You've not had the discussion on your boundaries.
Yeah.
You've not had that discussion where like, I am yours, you are mine, and this is our relationship, especially in this day and age, which is not an excuse, but I really think this day and age is so different. When you're seeing someone, it's so grey.
Yeah.
Like, it's so grey. So I don't think it's cheating. However, like the morality and the like how that sits with your gut. Like
I think it just shows where their head's at in
and it shows their character. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So like, no, it's not cheating, but babe, I don't think he's into
As
you.
much as you've not had the conversation where you're at, I think you've got your answer.
But then a guy could sit here and be like, no, I'm really into her. I just want to get my wet. You know, this is why men suck sometimes. And that's why people call me a man hater. But like that, like, for example, I could get a boy sat here right
I don't know though, because I think...
because they can disassociate the two.
Okay,
Like-
I don't think he'll mind me saying this, but when me and Cass started seeing each other, he was seeing other girls, but he knew that it was more real with me, so he cut all the other girls out.
Yeah.
Before we were even exclusive.
So when you
Because
guys,
he didn't want to mess up the chance with me.
so when you were seeing each other, he was seeing other girls
Yeah.
at the beginning.
But
yeah.
only literally because like we went on a date and I didn't know till a tiny bit later on, but mainly because me and his sister are such good friends now. She's like, yeah, there was other girls, and then I kind of questioned it, and he was like, yeah, obviously I was seeing other girls. It was the summer, I was single. I'm a guy, I'm allowed to. But as soon as we started dating, he was like, I can see potential. And I
then
don't
did it.
potentially want to,
Yeah.
all the others were cut off.
Yeah, I can't lie. I think majority of men would do that.
Yeah.
Like men are
Especially
so
if you
different
see
to women.
potential there.
Like women meet someone and they start seeing them and they're like, oh my God, I'm in love. And it automatically you
Yeah, like don't get me wrong, he was the only one I was seeing, but I would think that was just like
girl. It's like a girl thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I'd
no, I
get
don't-
confused. I'd be having conversations and
but so it's exhausting.
I'd be like, didn't you tell me this the other day? They'd be like, no, oh, wrong guy.
Wrong man. No, but I honestly think it's not cheating because especially in this day and age where everything is so.
I think
quick.
you've learned the hard way that next time you are seeing someone, if you feel like you're ready to make it exclusive, just say, hello, communication is key. We're back to
Yeah,
that.
for sure.
Communication is key.
For sure. So some of the questions that you directly have asked Sydney.
What are these, like quick fire?
Can be if you make them.
Okay, I'm not good at that. Let's try it as a challenge.
Okay. So do you ever worry that you're not relatable when you share things that are higher luxury?
I mean, I guess not everything's always going to be relatable for everyone.
Okay. This really is. Favorite thing to do with your baby?
Oh,
Cuddle.
just like watch her play and smile and giggle, make her giggle.
What's something you regret or wish you hadn't done?
I don't regret anything.
Do you prefer having your own YouTube channel and being separate?
Yeah.
Is it hard being self-employed or do you love it?
No, I love it.
Okay.
I think I'd be absolutely screwed if I had to work for a company.
Yeah, me too, to be honest. Okay, last one. Since you've become a mom, have you struggled finding your identity again? How are you actually?
I actually don't think I really lost myself. And I feel so grateful that I didn't experience any, from what I'm aware of, I know some of my friends have been like, I didn't realise until I was out of it. Mm-hmm. Was that what you did?
100% why? What happened with me?
But I don't know if I was so ready to feel alien things that I think each day I was a bit
prepared
like,
yourself for
I was
it.
almost pinching myself like, wait, do I feel okay? Is it okay that I feel okay? That I feel really lucky that I didn't have any blues or anything. But I know it can be like a delayed thing, and I've even heard people say like I started struggling later on, and I have said it quite a lot on my YouTube that I actually found the newborn phase quite straightforward. I'm finding the days challenging as she's getting older, but I love it so much more because she's got a personality.
You get so much back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't think I lost myself. It's just adapting to new life, and I feel grateful in
Either
that
way.
sense. But no, it's the best thing ever, but it has its challenges.
Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you had some good takeaways from that. Thank you to Sydney for being open. She answered the questions that have been asked, I think have been on your guys' mind for a long time. If you have any feedback for us, questions, comments, please pop it in the question box. I honestly think me and Sydney could have sat here and spoken for another 6 hours.
Well, we're going for lunch, so we're going to.
So we're going to. But on the podcast, we could probably sit and talk for days and days and days and days and relate to a lot of things. But the main takeaway for me today and what I want to follow is all the stuff you write in about your friendships, the cheating is all relatable. It happens to everyone. Let's talk about it. Let's normalize it. Don't tolerate bullshit, I think is Sydney's catchphrase. Catchphrase? What's the thing you say?
Yeah, catchphrase.
Catchphrase?
We've said quite a lot of catchphrases on here, haven't we?
Yeah. And basically, you're just not alone. Anything from you, Miss Sydney May?
Just live, laugh, love. Oh, life's short. I don't know. Just do what makes you happy, but like within reason. Like, don't hurt people along the way.
Yeah, I agree.
What's meant for you will find you.
The past's already written.
Yes.
Let
And
the
communication
universe
is
guide
key.
you.
That's my
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Relationship communication is key, and friendship.
Communication is free.
Yeah.
And it's okay to let go.
Yes.
It's okay to chop and change. It's okay to grow. It's okay to elevate. It's okay to move. It's okay to let go.
How boring would life be if we done the same thing all the
And
time?
it can't relate. All right, guys. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next week. Thanks again, Sydney, for traveling to Birmingham. We appreciate you. We love you. Thanks for being open, honest, vulnerable as always. We'll put you probably already know Sydney, but we'll pop all of her tags. She's on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, the lot, and I'll also I'll tag everything. And please, if you can, like, comment, share, subscribe, whatever you can do. Thank you for listening, even if it was just for 1 minute. Appreciate you all. Take care.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.